Okay.
Yes, I don't like it.
Right. Okay. Is it hot today, Viet Thanh?
It's not too hot today, but it's very sunny and it's very
Right. Right. You can see here, very cold. I'm wearing my scarf. Very cold here today. Chao M, Mrs. Ha.
Yeah, hello, teacher.
You got home okay.
It's nearly.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, good. Hope you didn't have to rush. Okay, Nok Ling, Sin Chao.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Nok Ling?
I'm good.
Good. How is your study going?
It's part 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are you feeling confident about the test?
Not really.
Okay. All right. I think you can be confident. You are pretty good, Knockling. Actually, if you stay at the end of the lesson, Knockling, and we can talk then, okay?
Yes.
Okay, good. Kwang Ming.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Kwang Ming?
I'm doing well.
Very good. Have you had a good week?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. And I'll just wait and see who else is going to join us. As I was saying to Viet Thanh and Huang Ang, very cold here today. So you can see I've got my scarf on. I think the opposite of Hanoi at the moment. Le Doc Ang, Xin Chao.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Le Doc Ang?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Have you had a good week, Le Doc Ang?
Pretty much.
Yeah. You would say
Average.
usually an average week. Okay. An average week. Average week, that's good, Le Doc Ang. Just means, yeah, just like normal. Normal week, average week. Okay, everyone, we'll start in a few seconds. I'll just wait for Ding Lam to join us. Ding Lam, Xin Chao.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Ding Lam?
I'm okay, thank you.
Good. Welcome to class. And Fung Le Doc Ang. Chao Gon.
Ciao, dear. Hello, teacher.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Good. Okay, everyone, we'll get started now. So welcome to class, everyone. Great to see you all again. Hope you are all well. Hope you've had a good week, and I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. So today we're going to be starting off looking at speaking part 3. Haven't done much about part 3 yet. Last week we did part 2, and most of you did pretty well at doing the 2-minute talk, which was great. And of course, we'll practice this more at some other time. But today I want to look at speaking part 3 in more detail. And we'll also continue with writing part 2. I want to look at getting you to write introductions to essays. Does anyone have any questions before I start? Any questions from anyone? Okay, first thing I want to share with you though, before we start part 3, is pronunciation. As I'm sure you know, pronunciation is a very important part of doing well at both English and doing well at both the Ielts test. Obviously, if the examiner cannot understand what you are saying because of your pronunciation, you're not going to get a very good score. Pronunciation, remember, is still worth up to 25% of your total score. Pronunciation, along with things like grammar, is worth 25%. One way that you can practice your pronunciation, Chung Hu, Sin Chao Chung Hu. How are you, Chung Hu?
Hi.
Good. One way, a good way of practicing your pronunciation is, I'm sure all of you have mobile phones, and I'm just going to show you something on my phone. I have a Samsung phone. Okay. And I'll just open this. Oh, it's going to be a little bit hard for you to see. I have the middle icon. Sorry, I know it's a bit blurry. Okay, I have a Samsung phone. I have Samsung Notes on my phone. For those of you who have iPhones, you will have Apple Notes on your phone. And I'm guessing for those of you who have another brand of phone, you will have something similar. To practice your pronunciation, what you can do is you use the dictate function on the Notes app, like I was saying before, for example, Samsung Notes or Apple Notes. If you talk into the phone, it will print the text of what you are saying. Nok Ling, have you ever tried doing this? Nok Ling?
No, I have not.
Okay. What sort of phone do you have, Nok Ling?
I have an iPhone.
An iPhone. Okay. So you should have Apple Notes on your phone. Okay, Nok Ling?
Yes.
If you open Apple Notes and you go into the note-taking function on it, okay, and you activate the microphone, it will type for you what you are saying. This is a way you can test your pronunciation. All you have to do is read something. Just get something in English and read it into your phone, and it will print out on your phone screen what you are reading. Does that make sense, Nok Ling?
Yes.
Okay, if you are pronouncing, you can check then if you are pronouncing correctly, because you can see what the phone is printing for you, what is on the phone screen. And if any of the words are not the same as what you are reading from, then you know you have to practice your pronunciation of that word. Does that make sense, Nok Ling?
Yes.
Okay. Leon. Xin chào, Leon.
Oh, hello, teacher.
How are you, Leon?
I'm good.
Good. Good. Welcome to class. Does anyone not understand what I'm saying? So I'll start again. If you've got an Apple phone or a Samsung phone, I know this works for sure on those phones and hopefully on other types of phone as well. You open the Notes app, okay, and practice reading from some English. It can be anything, okay, to practice your pronunciation, and you see what the phone prints out on the screen. Okay, if the phone prints on the screen exactly the same as what you are reading from, then you know your pronunciation is okay. All right, if the phone prints something else, you know that is a word you need to practice. Leon, does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. Does anyone have any question about that? Like I say, this is a great way, a very simple way of checking that your pronunciation is okay. You can practice this by yourself. You don't need any teacher to help you with this. Like I say, just open the app, the Notes app on your Apple or Samsung phone, and practice reading into it. Okay? You can just read. You don't need to talk. You can talk if you want. Practice your speaking at the same time. But even just practicing the reading is a great way to check your pronunciation. Nok Ang, Xin chào.
Hello, teacher.
Welcome to class, Nok Ang.
Okay.
Okay, so that is a very useful way of checking your pronunciation. Okay, let's go on to the first part of the lesson. We're going to be looking at, for those of you who've just joined, speaking part 3. Okay, going to go very quickly through this, so then you can do some speaking practice. All right, so For those of you who've forgotten, remember speaking part 3, obviously it is the third part of the speaking test. This is where you have to give longer answers than you did in part 1 to questions that are very general questions. Remember, part 1 questions are normally about you, your family, your hobbies, your routine, something like that. Part 1 questions are all about things generally that you do. Okay, what do you study? What sport do you enjoy? What is your favorite food? Okay, those are part 1 questions. And remember, part 1 questions, you only give short answers, 2 or 3 sentences. Part 3 questions, these questions are more general. They will ask you your opinion, or how do you feel, or how do you think about something. Very often, these questions will be about things you've never thought about before. But of course, you still have to give an answer, and you must give a longer answer than part 1, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 sentences. Has to be longer. And again, this is a test of your vocabulary and your fluency. All right. So let's just look at some of the problems that students have with part 3. Okay. Problem number 1 is this. Nok ang.
Yes.
Can you read what I've highlighted, please?
Oh, yes. What do I do if I don't understand the question?
Okay, this is a very common worry that students have about part 3, because often they will ask you a question, maybe you've never thought of this before, all right? And here is the answer, okay? The questions are designed so anyone can answer them. Even if you haven't thought about it before, they are not going to ask you questions like, how does a nuclear reactor work? Okay? Or how difficult would it be to live on another planet? All right? They're not going to ask you really hard questions. All right? This is what they want to know. Viet Tien.
Yes.
Can you please read what I've highlighted?
The examiner does not even have to agree with your opinion. They just want to hear how well you convey your ideas and express your opinion.
Okay, good. So remember, with any of these questions, they don't care what you say so much as long as you can talk fluently and with correct vocabulary. That's what they are interested in. Sometimes they might use a word in the question you're not exactly sure what it means. Okay? In this case, okay, ask him or her to repeat the question. All right? If there's a word or a term you don't understand, you can ask them to explain it to you. I'm sorry, what does this word mean? I don't understand this word. Okay? They will tell you. All right? So it is fine to ask the examiner to repeat the question and also to explain any words you don't understand. Nok Ling, does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. Huang Ang.
Yes.
Do you have to give an answer for every question in part 3? What do you think? Do you have to answer every question in part 3?
I think I might have to, or don't have to.
Yes, you do have to answer every question, is the answer I was after. Okay? Every question in part 3, you must try to give an answer. You can never say, I don't know. Okay? Otherwise, you will not get a high score. You must try to answer every question. If, like I say, maybe it's something they are asking you never thought about before. Doesn't matter. You still have to try answer. And by the way, as I was explaining to Nok Ling and Leon earlier this week, the questions in part 3, if you are doing well, okay, the questions will often get harder. They will get harder because they want to test your English more. So if you are answering easier questions well, they will ask you harder questions. Okay. Next one. What if I need time to think? Okay, you do get a little bit of time to think, not much though. Remember, this is a conversation you are having with the examiner. Okay, and in any conversation, when someone asks you a question you haven't thought about before, you can pause a little bit. You can pause a little bit. Okay, these are phrases, okay, that can give you a little bit of time to think. Little bit of time to think. Kwang Ming, can you read the first phrase, please?
That's a difficult question. Let me think for a second.
Okay, that gives you a second or so to think about your answer by starting your answer with a phrase like this. Okay, Ladok Ang.
Yes.
Okay, can you read the next one, please?
That's a very interesting question. Let me think.
Okay, again, these are all, remember, these are all introductions to your answer that gives you a second or so to think.
Very interesting question.
Okay, Ledok Ang,
Yes.
next one, please.
It is very difficult to know exactly, but I think, I believe something.
Or,
Oh,
yeah,
but
I believe.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, wait.
yeah. Okay, these are all
So
three different
it's
things. Yeah.
3 opinions for you to choose. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
these are
believe or but I perhaps, yeah.
perhaps, okay? These are 3 different ways to introduce your opinion. I think, but I believe, or perhaps, okay? All mean the same thing. They all mean the same thing. Again, these are phrases which give you a little bit of time to think about something. Okay? Okay, here's another one. It's difficult to say, but I think. Okay? Here's the last one. Ding Lam. Ding Lam.
I'm here.
Okay, can you read the last one, please?
I don't really know for sure, but I would say.
Okay, good. So these are all ways to introduce your answer to a question that you need to think about for a second or so. Okay, another one I know Nok Ling uses often is, to be honest, I've never thought about this much before. But, okay, that is another way of doing it. All right, so important thing, as it says here, okay, don't overuse these phrases and don't use the same phrase every time. Okay, otherwise you start to sound like a robot. All right, so you need to maybe just know 2 or 3 of these. 2 or 3 of these. So when you get asked a difficult question, you can say, that's a difficult question. I've never thought about that before. Let me think for a moment. Let me think for a second. Okay, this is a good way to introduce something so that you can show that you are speaking, but at the same time, you're giving yourself a little bit of time to think of your answer. Okay. Now, another thing that students worry about is, how do I extend my answer? How do I make it a bit longer? Remember, part 3 questions, you have to talk for 5, 6, 7, 8 sentences. All right? You need to talk for longer than part 1. All right? Now, you need to practice this. You need to practice this. And we will practice this in just a moment. So one suggestion as a way to extend your answer is you paraphrase the question. Oops, didn't mean to highlight that. You paraphrase the question that is given to you. Okay, for example, Phung la duk ang.
Yeah.
Okay, can you read what the examiner says, please?
Examiner, what can people do to try and reduce water pollution?
Okay, now, Phung la duk ang, can you read what the student says?
So, what can individuals do to ensure water is kept clean? I think
Okay, so hopefully you can see here what the student is doing. The student has paraphrased what the question is. Okay, this is the question. The student has given a paraphrase, means exactly the same as what the examiner has said. Now, there are 2 advantages to this. The first advantage is it gives the student a little bit of time to think, just like the phrases we were looking at before. Okay, when you say, I've never thought about that before, let me think for a second. This is another way of giving yourself a little bit of time to think. You paraphrase the question. The second advantage of this is, of course, it shows the examiner how good your vocabulary is, that you can paraphrase the question straight away, that you know synonyms to use to make a good paraphrase. Here's another one. Chung Hyu. Chung Hyu, oi.
Yeah.
Okay, can you read, what does the examiner say here? What is the question?
How can events like the Olympics improve international relations?
Okay, now please read, Chung Hyu, please read the student's paraphrase.
Uh, How can sport bring people from different countries close together? I believe.
Okay, good. So again, hopefully you can all see how this, okay, is a paraphrase of this. Means exactly the same thing. Okay, just using different words. Okay. Often you will be asked to give an opinion. All right? Often you will be asked to give an opinion about something. It is fine to say why you feel the way you do about something. Absolutely fine to say that. This is another good way of extending your answer. All right? Leon,
Yes.
can you please read what I have highlighted?
Yes. Assume that the examiner has no knowledge at all about the topic. Pretend you are speaking to a child who knows nothing of the topic, and this will help you explain how you feel.
Okay, good reading, Leon. Good reading. Nok Ang.
Yes.
Okay, Nok Ang. Can you please read the question?
What can people do to reduce water pollution?
Okay, and can you please read what the answer is, Nok Ang? Please read the answer.
I believe the best way to keep water clean is to cool water used at home. While the vast majority of water is used in home for cooking, cleaning, and washing. Therefore, by reducing the amount of water we use, the government can control the water supply and can keep it clean.
Good. Okay, so you can see this is like explaining to a child, okay, how to keep water clean. All right, what water is used for. All right, that is fine because again, you are showing your fluency and your vocabulary. So you can answer just like you are explaining to a child. All right, going to practice some of this at the moment. All right. Give examples. I'm sure you've heard me mention this before. You should always be looking to give examples to help make your answer longer, to help extend your answer. Okay. Vietian,
Yes.
can you read the question, please?
Have the modes of transport people use in your country changed past few decades?
Okay. Now, interestingly, looking at this question, Vietian, do you know what this word means? Modes?
Types of transport?
Yeah. What does it mean? Sorry, Vietian, I didn't hear. What does it mean?
The different types of transport.
It's correct. Okay, you do understand Vietian, but this is an example. If you don't know what this word means, you could ask the examiner. You could say, modes, what does modes mean? Okay, that is okay. All right, it won't affect your score. You can ask. Vietian does know what it means. Modes is just a synonym meaning types. Okay, have the types of transport people use changed much? Have the modes of transport people use? All right. You can probably guess what this means, even if you've never heard about it before. But if you come across a word like this in the question, you can ask the examiner, oh, what does modes mean? All right. Vietian, can you please read the answer?
Absolutely, they have changed a lot. In the past, most people use bicycles, but now they predominantly use motorbikes. For example, a recent survey found that 72% of people in Ho Chi Minh City now own a motorbike.
Okay, good. So you can see this is the use of an example in your answer. All right, helps extend your answer, helps make it longer. Okay, and the final one of these I'm going to show you, okay, is make concessions, it's called. However, make concessions basically means you look at both sides of an argument, or disadvantages and advantages, or reasons for and against. If they ask you your opinion about something, maybe you can think of reasons that will, as I say, advantages, disadvantages, reasons to support both sides of an argument. You can give both sides to help make your answer longer. So just to summarize, okay, summarize very quickly before we get off this. I'll go right back to here. Okay, these are phrases that you can say at the start of your answer to help give you a second or so to think about it. Phrases that include, that's a very interesting question. Let me think about that for a moment. I don't really know for sure, but I would say, okay, that is one way of doing this. Another way, okay, is to paraphrase the question that's just been asked to you. Here's an example of this. What can people try to do to reduce water pollution? Okay, a paraphrase would be, what can individuals do to ensure the water is kept clean? Let me think about that. And like I say, the advantage of the paraphrase technique is that it gives you a chance to show your vocabulary. All right? Technique number 2 for extending your answer. Explain why you think why you think something, why you have an opinion. Should children be allowed to use cell phones at school? No, I don't think that's a good idea. Okay, because, all right, you give reasons. And by the way, for this sort of question, then you might look at the other point of view. You might say, on the other hand, some parents might think it's a good idea for children to have cell phones at school because. All right, so you look at both sides of an argument. Remember, give examples. I'm always talking about give examples. Okay, and the fourth one is the one I just mentioned, which is look at giving both sides of an argument. Use words like, however, on the other hand, some people think, okay, phrases like that. Okay. All right, going to practice some of these questions now. Hopefully you can use some of those techniques I've just mentioned to you. All right, this is question 1. Viet Tien.
Yes.
Okay, this is a part 3 question, okay, Viet Tien, so I need you to give me a longer answer, all right? Okay. To what extent do you think advertising affects people's shopping habits?
In my opinion, I think people would be affected by the videos because the advertisement often be observed through videos or billboards on the roads, so that people could seen the products and know what it can do. Also, it can also affect their shopping habits because I think they I
Okay, pausing a little bit too long. You started very well, Viet Tien. Started very well, okay? And you are on the right track. But that is why you need to practice some of these questions. And there are plenty of examples online, by the way, of part 3 questions. You can practice this in your own time. Just practice giving answers to some of the part 3 questions you will see online. Practice talking for 4, 5, 6 sentences, giving your opinion. Of course, the other thing, Viet Tien, you could have done was give an example. Couldn't you, Viet Tien? You could have given a personal example, such as, I remember I saw an advertisement for a new video game the other day, and when I saw that, I really wanted to buy it. Does that make sense, Viet Tien?
yes.
Okay, even just a simple example like that, okay, to help extend your answer. Okay. Actually, I'm going to turn off the share now, all right, because I'm going to give each of you a question, but I don't want you to see the question, of course. All right. Okay. Huang Ang, you are next.
Okay, I almost sleep and then you called me. It just feels like I'm being hit by a truck.
Okay.
Okay,
All
I
right.
can try.
Okay, I'm sure you will try. Okay. Here we go. Here's your question, Huang Ang. What are some of the ways that people can help other people in their community?
This is kind of a tricky question, I guess.
Okay, so I'll just stop you there, Huang Ang. Everyone listen, what did Huang Ang do? Okay, he gave an introduction that lets him think for a second or two. This is quite a tricky question. I've never thought about this before, but here are some ideas. Okay, so that's what Huang Ang did. So he used one of the techniques, okay, to give him a couple of seconds to think. Sorry, Huang Ang, please continue.
Yeah. I think there are a lot of ways and methods that individuals can help each other in the community. I can I can easily name some ways to help people. Like we can do easy actions like just helping older people with their basic needs, or or we can donate money to the charity to help people in need.
Okay.
I personally
Okay.
have an real example of actually donating money to the remote people living in the mountains. And one day really got I was really lucky because I got a chance to meet them, and I was like really thankful because I could help a lot of people.
All right. So Huang Ang, very good. Perfect answer. Huang Ang, very good. So Huang Ang, yeah, your headache must be improving. I hope, Huang Ang. So again, just to summarize, Huang Ang gave a perfect introduction. Okay, he said, this is a little bit tricky. Okay, let me think about this for a moment. Huang Ang then gave a couple of reasons, okay, to answer the question. He gave an example. Okay, so a perfect answer, Huang Ang. Very good. Excellent. And good length too, Huang Ang. That is about the right length. Nok Ling, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, Knockling. Some people think that working from home will become quite common in the future. Do you agree?
To be honest, it's a difficult question, but I would say that this day, the technology have many developments. So I would say that in the future, there are more developments about technology, and some people will tend to work from home because they can find more confident, convenient, and also it will save the time to travel or communicate with other. But I would say that other people also believe that working from home can also bring some drawbacks because they cannot communicate direct or face-to-face with others. So I think it's depend on their priority and preference to choose which one is the best.
Okay, again, very good answer, Knockling. So everyone, what Knockling did was she gave both sides. Okay, she talked about the advantages and the disadvantages of working from home. She also gave her opinion. Okay, Knockling, what was your opinion, Knockling? What do you think? Do you think it's good or not?
I think it's not really good, but not really bad.
Okay, it's fine. Okay, but she expressed her opinion. Okay, and she gave reasons for both sides. So she did that. Very good, Knockling. Okay, Kwang Ming.
Yes.
Do you think young children, should begin to learn a second language, or should they wait until they are in high school? Which one is better?
That's a good question, I must say. So from a perspective, I think that young children should learn two language. Reportedly, some research point out that children who are bilingual represent better performance in other subjects that related to calculation like mathematics, chemistry, or physics. Because you know that when children learning new language, their brain will process a specific chemicals that will promote and enhance their productivity in learning this type of subjects. Yeah, so I must say, learning other language in a young age is quite crucial. Yeah.
Okay, good. Again, so very good reasons, Kwang Ming. Good reasons, and you spoke very fluently and with good vocabulary. That was great. Remember, it doesn't matter what your opinion is, as long as you can talk about it fluently and with good vocabulary. Someone else might say, I don't think young children should learn a second language. They should wait until they're older because young children, their brains are not developed fully enough, and maybe they will have trouble learning it along with other subjects like maths and science. Okay? Someone else could have that opinion, and that is fine as well, as long as you express it clearly. Okay. Who is next? Ding Lam. Ding Lam.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Ding Lam. Do you think advertising affects what people buy? Advertising, does that affect what people decide to buy?
I think it's yes, because advertising make make it make, mm,
Okay, so you
I
started
don't
off
know.
okay doing that. Remember, now you think of the reasons. Why does advertising work? Okay. Why do companies and manufacturers advertise things? That's the sort of thing then you have to think about, okay?
Advertising introduce the best of things, and it make people can see advice.
I'll give you some suggestions, Ding Lam. Number one, advertising, first of all, it makes you aware that a product exists. Okay? Maybe this is a product you've never heard of before. No, like a new iPhone, for example. Unless they advertise it, people don't know there is a new model iPhone on the market. All right. Reason number two, all right, advertising exists to give you reasons to buy the new model iPhone. Okay, why should I stop using my old phone and buy this new phone? Okay, advertising gives you that information. Number three, advertising exists, of course, to make money for companies. All right, unless companies advertise their product, not many people will know to buy it. Advertising also lets you know where you can buy a product, how you can buy a product, and of course, how much it is. So there are many different reasons you can give to answer a question like that. Does that make sense, Ding Lam?
Yes.
Okay, good. Ledok Ang, have I asked you a question yet?
No.
Okay, your turn now. If you could choose any country to live in, Ledok Ang, where would you choose and why?
For me, in my opinion, I did rather still stay in Vietnam because it's more of like a peaceful place, and people here are very friendly, and my neighbors are some kind of having hospitality. Yeah. And plus, the cost of living here is very affordable. Reasonable, I mean, yeah.
Okay, affordable or reasonable, both are okay. Both are okay, Ledok Ang. All right, to make your answer longer, Ledok Ang, that was fine. To make it longer, however, you could say something like, however, if I did have to choose a country overseas, I would choose Japan because I have always liked Japanese culture and I like Japanese food and I hear the people are very friendly. Does that make sense, Ledok Ang?
Forgot about the food.
Yeah, that's right. So there's all these different things to think about. But you can say, like I say, to make your answer longer, you could look at the other side of it. You could say, well, if I had to live in a different country, this is the one I would choose. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah, that will help make your answer longer. And remember, making your answer longer gives you a chance to show how good your fluency is and how good your vocabulary is. So yes, you can say, I still want, if I had any country in the world to choose from, I still want to live in Vietnam because. But if I had to live in another country, I would choose this country because. Does that make sense?
Yes, understand.
Okay, good. Phong Le Doc Ang.
Yes.
Has teaching changed in your country over the last few years? Has teaching changed?
Well, I don't care much about policy about education, but I think education in my country changed a lot over few decades or something. In the past, we just focus on the knowledge and forgot about the skill or soft skill um, in the social. And but now the skill is priority. Priorities the knowledge, and still now need to practice more and more than student in the past.
Okay. That's pretty good, Phong Le Doc Ang. I'm pleased at least everyone is trying to answer the questions, which is great. Remember, these questions, maybe you've never thought about this before, but you still have to try answer. So that's good, Phong Le Doc Ang. Difficult topic, but you tried to answer. All right. With something like this, if they ask you, how has teaching changed? Okay, you could start to think about things. Did I used to get more homework when I was younger or less homework now, or the other way around? Does the teacher now maybe talk less and ask the students to do more? Or maybe in the past, the teacher just used to talk all the time and the students just had to write down everything the teacher said. Does that make sense?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, look at the different ways maybe teachers, teach. So you have to think very quickly about those ideas. Okay, Chung Hyo.
Yeah.
Has public transport in Hanoi improved much over the last few years?
For me, it just basically staying the same despite the last few years. With the reason is there's still like nothing changed at all, really. The only thing I found that change is the number of transport accidents. However, I start to see more and more electric vehicle motorbike. I forgot what it called again. Yeah, I start to see some people use that often, and not sure about my feeling about it, but I feel that the number of people who use electrical motorbike increase a little from day to day, and I think it's pretty nice thing because electrical motorbike don't use any gas at all, which can decrease the air pollution a little bit.
Okay, have you finished?
Yeah.
Have you finished? Okay, that was pretty good, Chang Yu. Pretty good. By the way, you talk about an electric motorbike, okay, or electric car, not electrical, okay?
Oh.
It's
No, I say car, but
Yeah,
I think
electric
this,
bike,
yeah.
electric car. Just the word is electric, not electrical.
Oh.
One thing Chung Hu did very well, you might have noticed in part of one of his sentences, he said, I can't remember what that's called at the moment, but what I mean is, okay, that is a very good way of covering when suddenly you can't think of the English word for something, okay? It's vanished, just like that. I know this word, but I can't think of it. All right. You just say something like, I can't remember this word at the moment, but what I mean is, and then just explain very simply what it is that you're trying to think of. That is how you get around that. If suddenly you can't think of a word, just explain simply what the word is, all right, that you are trying to think of. Okay, Leon.
Yes.
Do you think young children should begin learning a second language, or should they wait until they're a bit older, say maybe in high school?
Sorry, can you ask me again? My connect is...
Sure. Do you think young children should be
Yes.
taught a second language, or should they wait until they're a bit older, maybe in high school?
That is an interesting question. I think that young children should learn another language because when they are young, because I think that when we are a child, our memory is really good. We can remember. I think it's much more easier than when we are on a high school, and it will help their brain develop and improve memories. For example, I think a child who learns English and their native language can communicate with more people and access more opportunities in their life. It can also help them understand different culture and be more open mind. Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty good, Leon. Okay, good introduction. Okay, good example. And you gave some good reasons. To make your answer, to extend your answer, make it longer, Leon, of course, you could also look at the other side. Remember? This is
Yes.
almost like an advantages, disadvantages question. Okay?
Yes.
So, do you think young children should learn a second language, or should they wait until they're older? So you've given the reasons why it's good for young children. To make it longer, your answer longer, you could also think maybe there are some disadvantages as well.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
So remember, a question like this, you can remember an opinion question, always try to look at both sides to help make your answer longer. Okay, last one of these. Nok ang.
Yeah.
If you could choose any country to live in, Nok ang, which country would you choose?
I think if I can choose, I choose Japan because I like the culture in Japan and the cuisine in that I
Okay, good start. Okay, good start. You repeated the question again, which is good. I think if I could choose any country in the world to live in Japan, I would choose, any country in the world, I would choose Japan because I like the culture and the cuisine. So what you have to do next, Nok Ang, okay, explain what it is you like about the culture, okay? And explain what it is you like about the cuisine. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay, that's how you make your answer longer. So good start. To make your answer better, though, just explain in more detail. If you like the culture, what is it that you like about the culture? Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. You like the cuisine. What is it you like about the cuisine? Nok Ang, tell me now.
I like sushi.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and a bit more detail. So you could say, I really love sushi. You know, I like all the different types of sushi, but my favorite type of sushi is California roll, where they have a little bit of egg, a little bit of fish, and it's all wrapped up in rice. Does that make sense?
Oh.
See, I'm giving more detail, okay? I really like the cuisine, for example. I really like sushi. And the type of sushi I like the best is. Okay, Nok Ang?
Okay.
That's how you make your answer longer, by just giving more detail. So like I say, you started off really well, okay? Country I would like to live in is Japan. I choose Japan because I like the culture and the cuisine. The reason I like the culture is. The reason I like the cuisine is. Okay?
Okay.
That's how you do it. That's how you make it longer. All right. Does anyone, before we get on to the writing, anyone have any questions about that? Okay, one thing I didn't hear people do, I didn't hear anyone paraphrase the question, but I know that can be quite hard, so don't worry about that. But it is fine to repeat the question, as a couple of you did. That is fine. All right, so remember the basic structure for a lot of these part 3 questions is you answer the question. Okay, you explain your answer, you give reasons why, and then Nok Ling, what is the third part of this structure? You answer the question, you give an example. Correct. Very good, Nok Ling. Okay, you answer the question, you explain your answer, you give an example, if you can. Okay, that will give you a good 4, 5, 6 sentences, which is exactly what you want. Any questions? All right. We'll practice this more in our future lessons. Okay, for the rest of the class, we're now going to look at writing. Okay, you can see here there are 4 different types of essays. Vietian,
Yes.
can you please read me question 1, please?
The question 1.
Yep.
To this, where is it? I can convenience foods will eventually replace traditional Vietnamese foods and methods of food preparation. To what extent do you agree or disagree?
Good. So, what type of essay is this, Vietian, for a start? What type of essay is this?
Agree or disagree?
Yeah. What do we call, when we see this, what do we call this type of essay? When they ask you, do you agree or disagree?
Opinion.
Correct. Very good, Vietian. This is an opinion essay. Okay, everyone? When you see these words, okay, as part of the question, you know it is an opinion essay. And remember, with an opinion essay, Vietian, what do we need to do? We choose what? What do we choose? Can you remember?
Partly.
Sorry,
Partly
Vietian? We choose one side only, okay? Remember now, Vietian?
Yeah.
Remember, an opinion essay, everyone, you choose one side and you just write about that side. You don't write about both sides. You don't write about why you maybe agree and then why you maybe disagree. You just choose one side. Whichever side you choose, by the way, is up to you. Usually, you choose the side that is easiest for you to write about. Okay, so this is an opinion essay. Okay, to what extent do you agree or disagree? Anytime you see these words in the question, you know it's an opinion essay. Huang Ang,
Yes.
can you please read the next topic for me?
Some people think that it's better to educate boys and girls in separate schools. Others, however, believe that boys and girls benefit more from attending mixed gender schools. Discuss both these views and give your own opinion.
Okay, what sort of essay is this, Huang Ang?
This is like opinion.
No, it's not an opinion essay. Remember, opinion is agree, disagree, not an opinion. Even though it's got the word opinion here.
This is the kind of essay where you discuss both sides. I don't
Correct. This
really
is
remember.
correct. This is
the
called
names.
a discussion essay, everyone. Okay, discussion. It says discuss. All right, that gives you a big clue. Discuss. This is where, different from an opinion essay, which is this one, this is where you have to give both sides and also say which one you agree with. So a discussion essay is when you look at both sides. Is it a good idea for boys and girls to go to separate schools, or is it a good idea for them to go to mixed schools? Okay, you have to look at both sides. Nok Ling.
Yes.
Next question, please.
International tourism has brought enormous benefits to many places. However, there is concern about tourism impact on local inhabitants and the environment. What are some advantages and disadvantages of tourism?
Okay, what sort of essay is this, Nok Ling?
There's advantages and disadvantages.
Correct. It's an advantage and disadvantage essay. Remember, by the way, Nok Ling, how many different sorts of essay are there? Can you remember? Part 2 essays. How many?
I remember 4 or 5.
There are 5, everyone. There are 5 different sorts. These are examples of 4 of them. Okay, 5 different types of essay. So far, we've looked at 3. Opinion essay, when you see agree or disagree. Discussion essay, okay, advantages and disadvantages. And finally, this last one, Kwang Ming.
In some countries, even though the rates of serious crimes are decreasing, people feel less safe than ever before. What do you think are the causes of this problem, and what measures could be taken to solve it?
Okay, what sort of essay is this, Kwang Ming?
This like cause effect. A cause solution.
Okay, very close. Problem and solution. Problem and solution. Okay, problem and solution essay. Okay, so these are 4 of the 5 essays. As I said before, this is an opinion essay. This is a discussion essay, has discussion in the question, advantages, disadvantages, problem, solution, okay? And the other part, the 5th one, which I haven't got an example for, but the 5th type of essay is a double question essay, okay? Similar to problem and solution essay, asks you 2 different questions. So those are the 5 different types of essay. Okay. And the structure for each of these is a little bit different. But what we're going to practice at the moment is just the introduction. So, Viet Tien. Actually, no, sorry, Viet Tien, not you. Sorry, Viet Tien. You can relax again. Le Duc Ang.
Yes.
Okay, what is the very first thing we do in our first paragraph? The very first sentence
Introduction.
is an introduction. That's the first paragraph. And what is the first sentence always?
Paraphrase.
Correct. Very good. For both task 1 and task 2, your first sentence is always a paraphrase of this, which you might remember, some of you, but I'll remind you, this is called the thesis statement. Okay, you have to paraphrase the thesis statement. That is always the first sentence of any task 1 or task 2 essay, is a paraphrase. Then the next sentences of your introduction are usually, in fact, 99% of the time, they are a summary of what you are going to say. All right? How many body paragraphs? Ding Lam, Ding Lam.
I'm here.
Ding Lam, how many body paragraphs are there in writing task 2 essay? How many
It's
body paragraphs?
3.
Not 3. Ding Lam, how many paragraphs altogether in a task 2 essay? How many paragraphs? In total, how many paragraphs?
It's
1, 2, 3, or 4? Ding Lam?
4.
4, correct. 4 paragraphs. Introduction, body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and what is the last one, Ding Lam? What is the last paragraph called? Not sure. Fung La Dok Ang. Fung La Dok Ang.
It's called conclusion.
Correct. Conclusion. Conclusion, Ding Lam. Okay? Introduction, body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, conclusion. How many body paragraphs are there, Ding Lam, in a task 2 essay?
It's 4.
No, how many body paragraphs?
How many? It's 2.
2, correct. Very good. 2 body paragraphs, okay? In your introduction, okay, you basically give the opening sentence of each of your body paragraphs. Show you more about this in just a moment. In this essay, the discussion essay, okay, again, your first sentence is going to be a paraphrase of the thesis statement, okay, which is this. You're going to paraphrase this, and then the rest of your introduction is going to be, okay, what you think of both these views, okay, in 1 or 2 sentences, and your own opinion. In this essay, okay, this is what you are going to paraphrase. All right. Then for the rest of your introduction, you outline what advantage and what disadvantage you're going to talk about. In this essay, you're going to paraphrase this thesis statement. Okay. Then in the rest of your introduction, you're going to give what you think are the causes of the problem and what are the solutions. Just a summary. And then those are going to be the opening sentences of your body paragraphs. Hope that's not too confusing. We'll practice this bit by bit. Practice this bit by bit. First thing though, I'm going to show you an example. I'm going to show you an example just very quickly of this before I get you to start writing. Where's a good example I can use? Okay. Chung Hu,
Yeah.
can you please read the essay topic I've highlighted?
In many professional sports, there's an increase in the number of athletes using banned substances to improve their performance. What are the causes of the phenomenon and what are some of the possible solutions?
Good. What sort of essay is this, Chung Hu? What sort of essay?
I think it's like the task that one that ask our opinion about the topic and how we solve that?
Okay, close, but it's not an opinion essay. Not an opinion essay, Chung Hu. Leon,
Oh.
Leon,
Yes.
what sort of essay is this? Remember I talked about the different types of essay before? What type of essay is this? What sort of essay? Looking at it.
I forgot that word. Two-part question.
Sorry, Leon?
It's two-part questions.
Two-part question. Well, getting close, but not exactly. Not exactly.
It's about cause and solution.
Yes, problem and solution. Okay, Leon?
Yeah.
Problem. This is the problem, okay? All right?
Yes.
This is the problem, okay? And then you have to talk about the solution. Chung Hu, does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a problem and solution essay. Okay, so it means your first body paragraph will be about the problems. The second body paragraph will be about the solution. Okay, structures of these essays, very simple. However, first thing you have to do, of course, is write an introduction. Everyone, you can see this is the thesis statement. Okay, this is how one student, okay, has paraphrased the thesis statement. By the way, Chung Hu,
Yeah.
this word here is pronounced athletes. Can you say that, please? Athlete.
Athlete.
Correct. Okay, athlete. You know, athlete, someone who takes part in an athletic competition is an athlete. Okay. So you can see here, this is one student's paraphrase. Many different ways you can do paraphrases, of course. Okay, no one way is correct, but there are many different correct ways. All right. So, for example, you can see here they have kept this part in many professional sports. Same as here, many professional sports. Nok ang.
Yes.
Can you think of another synonym they could have used instead of sports? In many professional sports, can you think of another word for sports? I'm thinking of one. Nok ang begins with the letter G. Not sure?
Yeah.
Viet Tien.
Yes.
Can you tell me the word I'm thinking of? In many professional, another word instead of sports beginning with the letter G.
I'm gonna think of it.
Huang Ang?
Yes.
What is the word I'm thinking of? Begins with G. Instead of saying sports, I could say. Give you a clue. Sorry? G-A. G-A.
I just can't think of.
Okay. Nok Ling.
Yes, game.
Games. Yes, everyone. Games. Sports. Games. Okay. So they could have used the word games as a synonym.
No.
No?
I strongly disagree.
You disagree. Okay.
Yeah,
Why do you disagree? Like that.
Sport, because sport includes games, but some games are clearly isn't sport.
True is correct. Okay, but it is okay as it's very good reason, Huang An, but it is okay as a synonym in this case. Okay. Yes, you are correct in your definition, but you can use it. It is a suitable synonym because we're talking about many professional games, not all games. Okay. So it still is okay as a synonym. All right. Instead of using banned substances, where did I get up to? Kwang Ming.
Yes.
Okay. What have they, instead of saying banned substances, what have they said?
They say prohibited substances.
Good. Prohibited substances. So they kept the word substances. Remember, in a paraphrase, you don't have to change every word, just some. Okay, so instead of using banned, okay, they use prohibited. Means the same. Okay, is not allowed. Something that is not allowed is banned or prohibited. Okay, so you can see they've done their paraphrase. In the rest of the introduction, okay, they've said what are the main causes of the problem. Okay, they've talked about stiff competition. Stiff just means hard. So hard competition. Okay, lax. Lax means something that is not supervised very well. So a testing system that isn't very efficient or isn't very good. Something that is lax just means something that is not good or not supervised. So according to this student, okay, difficult competition and testing systems that are no good, testing systems to discover which athletes are using drugs are the cause of the problem, and their idea for solutions. What are their ideas for solutions? Ledok Ang?
It is suitable imposing heavier punishment and not violating and revamping testing facilities.
Okay, good. Okay, so again, they've used a lot of formal language here, but what they basically mean is athletes who use drugs, they should face heavier punishments, should be punished more, okay? And testing facilities need to be improved. Revamping, okay, just means improved, by the way. Not a word you'll see very often, but it is a correct English word. To revamp something just means to improve. Okay, so again, you can see in their introduction, all right, they will get a good score for this because, one, they've done a paraphrase, which is correct. Even though they haven't changed many words, it's still a correct paraphrase, okay? And then for the rest of their introduction, okay, they've given their what they are going to talk about in the rest of the essay. They've given 2 causes for the problem and 2 solutions to the problem. The rest of the essay will talk in more detail about those problems and about their solutions. Chung Hu, does this make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Leon, does this make sense to you?
Yes.
The structure of the introduction, okay? Paraphrase, and then they give their arguments or their reasons. Nok Ang, does this make sense to you?
It's okay.
Okay, paraphrase is their first statement. Paraphrase of this, which is how task 1 and task 2 writing essays always start. You must start with a paraphrase always. Okay, and then you give your main reasons as part of your introduction. The reasons you are going to discuss in the rest of the essay. Okay. Go back to sharing this with you. Where have you got? There you are. Okay, everyone, I want you to write for the rest of this class in chat, please. I want you to write an introduction to this essay. So the first sentence of your introduction is going to be a what, Ding Lam? Ding Lam?
Yeah, I'm here.
The first sentence of your introduction is going to be a
convenient foods will
So what?
eventually
What do you call the first sentence of your introduction?
is a intro deal.
The first sentence begins with the letter P, Ding Lam.
Let me see.
Nok Ang.
Introduction.
Yeah, introduction. The first sentence of an introduction is always Nok Ang. Nok Ang.
Yeah.
the first sentence of your introduction is always a what? Begins with the letter P. Nok ang?
Paraphrase one.
Paraphrase, everyone, okay? You must remember this. Paraphrase. And you paraphrase this, which is the thesis statement. Does that make sense, Nok ang?
Yeah.
Okay? Your first sentence of your introduction to any essay is always a paraphrase. And a paraphrase, Nok ang, remember, it just means you have to rewrite the topic sentence using different words, but so that it means the same thing. Okay, the second part of your introduction, you need to give your reasons why you agree or disagree. And remember, in an opinion essay, you just choose one side. So if you agree, you need to give 2 reasons why you agree. If you disagree, you need to give 2 reasons why you disagree. Why do you give 2 reasons and not 10 reasons? Because you have 2 main body paragraphs. Each of those reasons will be the basis or foundation for each of those body paragraphs. So you only need 2 reasons because you've only got 2 main body paragraphs to write about. I hope that makes sense to everyone. If it doesn't, please let me know. Okay, so we've got 10 minutes left in the lesson. Please send me your introduction now in chat. So I want a paraphrase, and then I want your 2 reasons why you agree or why you disagree. Ding Lam, does that make sense to you?
Yes, I can understand.
Okay, good. Nok Ang, does that make sense to you?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, I want 1 sentence paraphrase of this, the thesis statement. Okay, and then another sentence or 2 sentences, 2 reasons why you agree or why you disagree. Remember, you choose only one side because this is an opinion essay. And you know it's an opinion essay because it uses these words. So, for your paraphrase, what is another way you can say convenience foods? What is another way you can say eventually? What is another way you can say traditional Vietnamese foods? What is another way you can say methods of food preparation? And if you're thinking, how do I think of words for this paraphrase? Well, ask yourself, what does method of food preparation actually mean? What does that mean? And use those words to help you with your paraphrase once you've decided what it means. Okay, like I say, got 10 minutes, everyone. You should be able to do an introduction in 10 minutes. Remember, when you do a task 2 essay in the test, you only have 40 minutes to write the essay. 40 minutes to write the entire essay. So you must be able to write your introduction inside 10 minutes or less than 10 minutes. Okay, someone has finished already. That's great. Okay, Chung Hu.
Yeah.
Okay, Chung Hu. So your paraphrase, you haven't paraphrased much, okay? You have a little bit. I think you can paraphrase. Your vocabulary is pretty good, Chung Hu. You can paraphrase a little bit more, okay?
Right.
You know, instead of saying convenience food, what's another way of saying convenience food? Instead of saying eventually replace, what is another way of saying that? Okay. All right. So you have to think of that, Chung Hu. Don't need to tell me now. And okay, you agree with this opinion, okay, but you need to give me your reasons. Remember, 2 reasons. 2 reasons why you agree. Okay, Chung Hu?
All right.
As part of your introduction, you must give 2 reasons why you agree or why you disagree. Okay, Leduk Ang.
Yes.
Okay, Leduk Ang. So that's good paraphrase of convenience foods. Okay, that's good. All right.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Maybe try to think of another way you can say traditional Vietnamese. Well, you have already cuisine. Okay, that's not bad, Leduk Ang. All right. Now remember, Leduk Ang, you need to, as the rest of your introduction, say whether you agree or disagree and give me 2 reasons why. Do you agree or disagree, Leduk Ang, by the way? Fast foods are going to replace traditional Vietnamese cuisine. Do you agree or disagree?
I don't think so. Yeah,
Okay, good. So that's what you need to write in your next sentence. And why don't you think so? Okay.
So you have.
Does that make sense?
Do I have to do it and send?
Yes, you do. That's what you have to write. As part of your introduction, this is what you have to do, okay? All right, so you disagree, okay, Leduk Ang? What are 2 reasons why you disagree? Does that make sense? Leduk Ang?
Yes, I'm doing.
Okay, good. That's how you do an introduction. Okay, Ding Lam?
Oh, I'm here.
Okay, so same for you, Ding Lam. Do you think convenience foods will replace Vietnamese food? What do you think?
No.
Okay, good. So you have to say in your next sentence, you need to say that, okay? And then you need to give me 2 reasons why you think no, okay?
Okay.
Okay, good. Thank you, Ding Lam. Quang Minh.
Yes.
Well, that's an excellent introduction, Quang Minh. Just a couple of punctuation there. It's very good paraphrase, Quang Minh. Okay, very good. Excellent. All right, just a couple of punctuation things. You don't need a full stop after food, okay?
Yes.
Should be just a comma and continue with the sentence. All right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
It shouldn't be a separate sentence. That is just one small punctuation mistake.
Yeah.
Okay, but the rest of that, by the way, Quang Minh, that is a band 9 paraphrase. Okay, well done. Very good.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, you have the idea exactly right. That is exactly what to do. Aha. Now your next sentence, Quang Minh. Okay, you need to give your reasons why. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Please never say this essay will explain my perspective. Okay, they don't like that. The reason they don't like that is because they think it is just lazy, that you have copied it from some other book or something somewhere. Okay, that anyone can learn that phrase. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so they don't like that. They want you to give the reasons why you disagree, not just say, my essay will explain my reasons, my essay will explain my point of view, my essay will explain my perspective. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, they don't like that, these examiners, because they think it's just lazy and that anyone can write that. They really want to see your reasons.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Fu Quang.
Yes.
Welcome to class, Fu Quang. I didn't realize you'd joined.
Oh.
Okay, so that's fine for your paraphrase, Fu Quang, but now you need another sentence. Do you agree or disagree, Fu Quang?
I disagree.
Okay, good. So you need to write that in your next sentence and 2 reasons why you disagree, okay?
Okay.
Make sense? Make sense, Fu Quang? That's what you need to do. Okay. Okay, Viet Tien.
Yes.
All right, so good paraphrase, Viet Tien. Very good paraphrase. Excellent. Good work. Next sentence, however, okay, you need to, okay, give me your reasons, Viet Tien, okay? I must see your reasons, okay?
Do I have to write it in form of a sentence or a paragraph?
In a sentence, in the form of a sentence. This is just a summary of your reasons, okay? All right, and I'll just correct something. The collocation is to some extent, Viet Tien, okay?
Yes.
Okay, not in some extent, it's to. To some extent, you would say, to some extent, I disagree with this statement because, okay? Does that make sense, Viet Tien?
Yes.
And give me your 2 reasons. But the paraphrase was fine. Okay, Ngoc Linh.
Yes.
Okay, pretty good, Ngoc Linh. Pretty good. Paraphrase is good. And your next sentence of your introduction is good. Convenience food can. So, Ngoc Linh,
Yes.
I just reword that sentence, that last sentence a bit. In contrast, convenience food can negatively affect people's health, is the correct way to write it, okay?
Yes. Yes.
So not can affect negatively on people's health, okay? I know what you mean, but it's not quite correct. In contrast, convenience food can negatively affect people's, has to be plural, people's health.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, Ngoc Anh.
Yes.
Ngoc Anh, that's a great paraphrase. Okay, very good. The next sentence you need to do, Ngoc Anh, is do you agree with this or not?
Okay.
Do you agree? What do you think, Ngoc Anh?
Yeah.
So is convenience food, Ngoc Anh, is that going to replace Vietnamese food? What do you think?
Mm, disagree.
Okay, that's what you need to say in your next sentence, okay? Don't worry about writing now. We'll continue this next week. But to complete your introduction, to finish it, that is what your next sentence needs to be. And you need to give me how many reasons why, Ngoc Anh? How many reasons why? Can you remember? How many reasons why you disagree, Ngoc Anh? Can you remember how many you need to give me? 1, 2, or 3, Ngoc Anh?
I don't remember.
2. 2 reasons. Okay? 2 reasons. And you need to give me 2 reasons because they are going to be what you write about in your 2 body paragraphs. Okay, Nok Ang?
Okay.
And every essay has to have 2 body paragraphs. So in your introduction, you give 2 reasons. Don't worry about it now. We'll continue next week. Okay, everyone, just finishing checking the rest of these essays, then we will finish. Okay, Huang An.
Yeah.
Okay, Huang An. Instead of actually, I would say one day. Okay? Fast foods for one day is better than actually, all right? You can say actually or in the future. Sorry, you can say one day or in the future, which means the same thing. Does that make sense? Actually, it doesn't quite work in that sentence. The rest of it is fine, Huang Ang, okay? Your reasons are fine. Okay, so your second sentence is good. Okay, Huang Ang?
Right.
Okay, Phong Le Doc Ang.
Yeah.
Okay, your paraphrase is pretty good, Phong Le Doc Ang. Okay, that's good.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so however, the structure of your next sentence, you should start off by saying, so your second sentence, whether you agree or disagree, okay? Start the sentence with that. So you need to say, which one do you agree with, Phong Le Doc Ang?
Fast food can not replace traditional.
Okay, all right, so you disagree with the statement, all right?
Yeah.
All right, so you start your sentence by saying, I strongly disagree with this because, okay? That is how you structure your sentence, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
I strongly disagree with this because, and give your 2 reasons. Okay, going to finish the lesson in just a moment, everyone. Just checking the last few answers. Viet Tien. Viet Tien, oi. Can't hear me, okay. Okay, Chung Hu.
Yeah.
Chung Hu, that's better, okay? Better.
Oh, all right.
Okay, that's good. All right, Ding Lam. Ding Lam, oi. Okay, Ding Lam, that's better, Ding Lam, okay? That's better. Okay, there's 2 good reasons, much better, that's good. And Leon?
Yes.
Okay, that's good, Leon.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good introduction, good paraphrase. Okay, I think I've checked everyone's for the moment. Good. We will continue doing the other essay topics next week. Okay, just stop the share. Sorry, everyone, we've gone a little bit over time, but I wanted to make sure I checked everyone's writing. Okay, so in summary, everyone, just remember, first sentence of your introduction is always a what le duc ang. First sentence of your introduction is always a Ladok Ang, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, the first sentence of your introduction is always a
Paraphrase.
correct. Always a paraphrase, everyone. Please remember that. And the second sentence of your introduction, remember you must have at least 2 sentences as your introduction. In an opinion essay, you say whether you agree or disagree and how many reasons why. Nok Ang, how many reasons why do you give? Nok Ang, oi.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, how many reasons do you need to give, Nok Ang?
Is 2 reasons.
Correct, 2 reasons. Okay, always give 2 reasons because they are the introductions to your body paragraphs. Okay, we'll continue with this next week. That's the end of the lesson for today, everyone. Again, sorry we've been a little bit late, but you know the reason why. Nok Ling and Leon, can you both stay? Leon?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you stay, please, just for a minute?
Yes.
Okay, so for the rest of you, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a great week. I look forward to seeing you all again next Sunday, everyone. Next Sunday. Hope your headache feels better soon, Huang Ang. Huang Ang. Oh, maybe he's gone to sleep. Oh, you're still
I'm
awake,
asleep.
Huang Ang. I hope your headache gets better soon, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, good. All right, everyone. Have a great week. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Yeah.